All right, I wanna provide a quick fix here. So, if we set, remember we're resetting our local position of this volume, the animation to be the same, or the world position to be the same as the world position of the telly. But Unity does some weird things if we, like, if I change this and move it somewhere here, if I hit play and pause and reactivate this, it's actually not moving the world position correctly. So I want to fix this. It's because Unity kind of, with things that are under the canvas, they sort of mess around with them a little wonky. So what I'm going to do is we're going to have the same screen on start. It's going to be attached to our modular object, but instead of just changing the position, we're going to move it from the canvas, and we're going to move it into world space so that we can move the world space correctly. So we're going to set the parent, instead of the current parent, we're going to set the parent to be the telly. So game object dot find telly. Now when we move this position, we gotta set telly dot transform. So we're finding the game object, we're setting the transform as the parent. Now even if it's in a strange location that we can't see, when we hit start, this should be in the correct position, and you can see that it is. A quick note, so in volume slider we're getting a child of our first of our second child to get the slider, and this is fine because we're doing this before we hit start on modular control. If we had this after base.start, then we would have to change this to the first child because we've reordered the children after moving this child away from it. So just as a heads up, I'm not going to need these anymore, so I'm just going to delete that and make that ready for next time. One thing that I forgot to do until now is create some sort of score marker so that we can tell how many correct actions we have done before we get a game over, before we have to start the game over. So what I did, I found this little kiss mark thing, and I will provide this on Blackboard if you're in my class. Then and I dropped it into the UI sprites folder, and I'm going to create another panel under the remote texture, and I will make it go from 0.9 to 1 for the Y anchors. I'm going to remove this image. This is just going to hold my my other stuff. So I'm going to create an image here, and I'm also going to create text, and the image excuse me. So my microphone got disconnected, so I'm going to try this again. So in this image, I think I've already imported kiss mark, and I'm going to change this image into this one, and in the text I'm going to have a couple different texts. The first one is just going to be our multiplier of how many kiss marks. I'm going to call this kiss mark. And then this one is going to be our score, and we can just put put something in there for now. And this X is going to stay in the middle. I think I'm just going to match the size of the image here. Score, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to match image. And then the score I'm going to bring over here. The image I want to bring out. So we center on this little X, which I'm going to do best fit, and then I'm going to change the color to this. I'm going to center that. Oh yeah, I might keep Arial, actually, that works better. And then this one is also going to be this, centered, actually probably right aligned though. That way we can grow from left to right. Best fit, and then I'm going to keep it at like 100 or something. X I can probably make, no, let's make it 50. Looks okay. And this guy I'm going to change to our other. That one looks the best for this case. Okay, so now that we've created this, we'll call it score panel. In our script, in our game manager, when we increment wins, we'll also change the text of this. So we'll say text, score, text, and then we'll find our score text. Score, and then we get component text from there, and then when we increment our wins, where is that at? When objective cleared, right immediately after that we can say that our score text dot text, the text of our score text, the string part is going to be, actually I don't want quotes, I want wins, and then I have to cast that, make that a string, and we want to set this to be 0 to start with, so I'm going to make sure this initializes to 0, and then at start we will say that the score text is going to be 0, and then we can turn our game over panel back on and try it out. Cool. And I got a win there. There's another one. So you can see our score marker works.